Hello everyone, and welcome back to Banjo Tooie on the Nintendo 64. I am One Wild Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue onwards with more of the introduction of the game, and actually unlock the first level, ladies and gentlemen. I know this game is a little bit longer to start off compared to Banjo Tooie, compared to Banjo Kazooie, is it not? It's a much longer game to deal with. So, yeah, but anyway, to begin, we have to fight against Klungo. This is the first boss of the game. Every time you come across a boss fight in this game, you always hear this typical durr, durr sort of music, so you know you're coming up to a boss fight for the most part. With maybe one or two exceptions down the line, but I don't want to spoil that right now. But anyway, good old Klungo by here is a really easy boss fight, and you do get to fight him during the course of the game. He is a repetitive boss fight. You fight him about 3 times during the course of the game, and he always adopts new strategies every single time you fight him. First things first, he's going to either go, well, basically, if you're lucky like I am, you'll go large, in which case you just jump into him and hurt him, and then he will start throwing magic potions at you. If they touch you, you will be hurt. Another ability he has is the ability to go invisible, where you sort of need to track his movement in order to hit him. Is quite easy, and another one will be him splitting up into multiple versions of himself that are able to hit as well. Now, basically what form Klungo takes and what moves he uses will depend greatly on each of your playthroughs, because basically the game chooses what Klungo uses as a skill set. Through RNG is entirely random what moves Klungo will be using during the course of each playthrough. So you're always gonna have a different time fighting Klungo. What can I tells ya? What can I tells ya? Indeed, yes. But basically, whenever you beat Klungo the first time, the second time will take on another form, and the third time will take on the final form, you know, folks. So basically, no matter what playthrough you go through, you will fight all 3 forms of Klungo. It's just the order that you fight each form, it changes a little bit, you know. But it won't be until a really long time until we actually get to fight against Klungo himself. So, welcome to the Isle o' Hags. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is the main overworld of Banjo Tooie. This is where we're going to go to explore. This is where we're going to go to get from area to area in order to open up levels and go into each different isolated level. You know, ladies and gentlemen. And right from the get-go, there are tons and tons of houses surrounding us. Well, one of them seems to be destroyed. I wonder what the hell happened here. Let's go read the sign, shall we? This is an information signpost. Okay, I know what it is. I'm not blind, game. In loving memory of the great ginger of... that's sad. No. Oh, poor great gingers. There's more examples of this game being a lot darker than the first game. But basically, yeah, the Jinjos make a return from Banjo-Kazooie, and these are their houses. That's completely empty. Yay. As you can probably guess, we need to look for each of these Jinjos throughout the course of the world, and then basically bring them home. You know, ladies and gentlemen, typical, just like the first Banjo-Kazooie game in that regard. But yeah, let's go to that big fancy palace-looking thing there and talk to the king of the Jinjos, King Jingalingalinga himself. I know his name's King Jingaling, but I like calling him Jingalingalinga. You got a problem with that? I hope not. Yeah, one of the things you're probably going to see as well from this game, because this is running on my actual N64, this isn't emulated anyway, and I'm not actually running the Xbox version. One thing you will see is the frame rate on this game will be really inconsistent, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of people may ask, why am I playing the N64 version? And it's as simple as... I like the controller. You know, this game is designed for an N64 controller. It just feels wrong if I use something other than an N64 controller, you know, ladies and gentlemen. So, that's the main reason why I'm playing this in the original N64, even though it has its issues here and there, which I will be highlighting during the course of the game, this game's issues. Because this one does feel a little bit more rushed compared to Banjo-Kazooie, you know, folks. It's a much larger game, but as a result, it's not as much of a polished game as the original Banjo game was, you know, folks, and a lot of issues from the original Banjo-Kazooie have entirely been rectified here, but of course the game includes its own set of issues as a result. But anyway, talking to King Jingling here, he will give us our very first Jiggy, which basically is just like in the original Banjo-Kazooie. We need the Jiggies in order to open the levels so we can go to the worlds. And, explore to our heart's content. What can I tells ya? What can I tells ya? Indeed. Yes. Indubitably, old bean. But I am talking over all the dialogue by here. I will be honest, I do love the dialogue between all the characters in this game. I think I've already stated this, but the dialogue seems so much more fleshed out in comparison to Banjo-Kazooie. That all the characters have, well, they all have character now. They all have a couple of lines of dialogue that's lets you get an idea of what their personality traits are and what they're like, you know. And I love that. I absolutely love how they fleshed out the characters in this one. But I digress, indeedio. Of course, I keep forgetting he has a strange pet thingy. What is that thing that Jingling has, that pet thing? What is it, like a slug thing? I don't know. I have no idea what that's meant to be. But anyway, meanwhile at the Legion of Doom... I absolutely love the way this area looks, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I love the art style of this game. It's so good. Even in the grim, dark, grey areas, still somehow look vibrant. I love that. This game looks amazing. What can I tell you? It still actually holds up surprisingly well, considering it's an N64 title. I mean, obviously it's not perfect. I mean, the characters don't have fingers or anything like that, but... You know, in terms of the way everything looks, if you take the blockiness out of account, it's very stylistic and it looks really nice. What can I tells ya? What can I tells ya? Indeed. But basically, the whole plot of this game is now actually being unveiled to us, and Banjo-Kazooie don't actually know any of this is happening. All Banjo-Kazooie care about is revenge, but, you know, there is a darker undertone to... Well, not so much a darker undertone. There is a bit of an undertone to the plot that, basically the villains are doing their own thing in order to rejuvenate Gruntilda, in order to give her skin back and make her less of a skeletal sort of look, you know, folks? So, we have B.O.B. here, the Big O Blaster, which is basically a gigantic laser that will destroy basically anything that it fires at. And as you can tell, it's blow and suck. Nice little innuendo there. So, yeah. How the hell does Grunty know that the Jingling gave us a Jiggy? Oh, God. But basically, yeah, they're going to start charging this up and they're going to start using it in order to suck the life force out of all the inhabitants of the island, which is no good. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What can I tell you? Indeed. I'm still going to be honest. Like, I do prefer how quickly you get into things in Banjo-Kazooie, but I do love the fact that Banjo Tooie does actually feel like it has a proper, full-blown plot going on, you know, folks. It isn't your typical, oh, your princess is in another castle, it got stolen plot like Banjo-Kazooie was. This is an actual full-fledged storyline, which I do appreciate. It's different, you know, it's different from the first game, and some people will prefer the light-hearted nature of the first Banjo-Kazooie. In terms of story and in terms of dialogue, I prefer Banjo Tooie. But it basically nails all those points perfectly. It has a good mix of lightheartedness and darkness for a kid's game, you know. You know, in some instances, it may go a little bit too far in one direction or the other, but, you know, that's just personal opinion, really. But yeah, King Jingling is a zombie. How the hell did Grunty know we got that Jiggy? That's honestly bugging me. Why? I don't understand, though, why would it take so long for Grunty to get a new skin? Because one of the main points by here is, oh, it'll take a long time for you to gain all the NG. That looks like just getting Jingling gave you a quarter of the NG. You just need to blast like 4 people and you've got your body back. I don't get why you just don't aim at random people and just shoot them. Maybe it takes a little time to recharge after the thing fires. I don't know, I'm not really reading the text properly, and it's been so long since I last read the text properly, you know, ladies and gentlemen, but... I don't know, that's probably the case. It's more than likely the case with this. Never get to you in time, hey? Oh, that's where you're wrong, Grunty. Never mock a Sonic fan about his speed. He will... Oh god, my face! Bloody minion pterodactyl thing. But anyway, Jingling's castle is now all greyed out, and you can actually go inside and you can actually visit the internals of Jingling's castle to see how Jingling is doing. And you know, just like the cutscene showed off, he was a zombie. He will swipe at you if you go near him. So we don't really want to do that, you know, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to actually go up there, but you know, it's a thing. It exists. It's a thing. There's no reason to go in there at all. But this here, ladies and gentlemen, is Bottles' house. You get to meet with Bottles' family, and again, the game is pretty dark. You know, it's just like, when will Bottles be home? And we just elect not to tell her a thing. It's like, what? I think you should probably tell Bottles' wife. Oh, he died. Sorry. You know, not just so be like, you can't tell her shit. She'll be better off thinking he ran off with another mole. Yeah. But one of the first things you're going to want to do right now is go down to this corner of the room and talk to Goggles here. Because, apart from the fact he has a Donkey Kong plushie, which is adorable, by the way, he will actually give us the Amazo Glazed Goggles, which essentially are a zoom in button. We will be able to utilize these in order to zoom in and look at things from a further distance away. For example, this Jet Force Gemini poster that's conveniently placed on the wall. And, you're going to want to pick those up, especially for later on whenever we're going to be using things that involve a lot of precise aiming. Those Amazo Glazed goggles are, shall we say, amazing. Yes. Indubitably, old bean. But, yeah, we gotta talk to all the Bottles' kids here, and Kazooie tries to kind of let them know that Thingy's dead, but not really. I don't know. Either way, yeah, that's all we're really doing here. We're just talking to the family, getting to know the family, and be moving off. What can I tell you? But we are again really get out of the way. I want to observe. I forget her name from Jet Force Gemini. There we go. And as I was saying, we are getting very close to the actual first world of the game. In fact, it is now in our sights right to the right of the screen there, ladies and gentlemen. But in order to access and gain access to each of these worlds, we will need to go to good old Jiggy Wiggy's temple here in order to access it. And the unlocking of worlds is a little bit different this time around. Instead of just placing puzzle pieces automatically, we do actually have to do real jigsaw puzzles in order to get into each of the worlds, you know, ladies and gentlemen, which I kind of both like and dislike at the same time, just because I'm terrible at jigsaw puzzles. But you know, it's a nice fun distraction, and it's better than having nothing to unlock a world, you know. But this year is a Jinjo. These are the guys we need to collect all of them within a certain family, and you will gain access to a Jiggy. And one thing that's kind of interesting about the Jinjos this time around is the colors of the Jinjo that you will be collecting during the course of the game are randomized. And different colored Jinjo families will have different amount of members. For example, the black Jinjo family has like 9 members, and the white Jinjo family has 1 member, you know, ladies and gentlemen. If you get one entire Jinjo family collected, well, you will gain access to the family heirloom, which all happen to just so coincidentally be jigsaw pieces, you know, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, get all these Jinjos whenever you can. Just follow my playthrough as a guide if you want to collect all of them, because you are going to want them. And because of the way the Jinjo system works in this game, your Jiggy count during the course of the playthrough may actually be different. It may be either higher or lower than mine. So, don't let that sort of confuse you too much, ladies and gentlemen. It's only because of the Jinjos for the most part. If you get everything in each of the levels the same way I'm getting them, you will be basically on the same track. You know, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, talk to the doorman by here, and he will let you in to Jiggy Wiggy's temple, which is a fantastic looking location. And I do believe that somewhere, it may be either a sign or this guy, but they actually bring up a reference to McDonald's. There you go, food purchase at McJiggy's is only permitted. I love that. It's a neat little touch. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Indeed. And this game's filled to the brim with little touches like that. I just love it. I know I'm kind of gushing about the game in the first couple of parts. That will soon probably change us again to the later parts of the LP where I'll actually have things to criticize, but, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I love this game, you know. There are problems with this game, but it's so good that the problems don't bug me as much, you know. It's one of those things about the good definitely overwhelms the bad, and this is definitely one of the best games ever made as a result of it. What can I tell you? But anyway, this is the jigsaw puzzle that I previously mentioned. Basically, you need to grab the jigsaw puzzle pieces and put them in the corresponding place. Now, what puts this apart from most jigsaw puzzles is the jigsaw picture itself actually moves, and it's more of a GIF than anything else. So you basically need to move everything in the right slot, and it's a little tricky, but you know, as long as you use your typical jigsaw rules, like get the sides first, then fill out the middle, you know, you're gonna easily be able to get this done, especially with the time limit, because the game gives you such a generous time limit in order to, basically in order to complete these jigsaw puzzles. I mean, I have 80 seconds left, for Christ's sake, on the first one, and no one will spend that long on the first jigsaw puzzle, you know, folks? But, yeah, they do get a little bit more tricky. They never get to the same level of difficulty as Balls' challenges from Banjo-Kazooie 1, however, which were essentially the same thing. It's just Balls' challenges in that game were designed to literally give you trouble. These are designed as just like a, you know, just a little mini-game to, I don't know, break things up in between levels, maybe? I suppose so. But, I don't know, I absolutely love this, because in order to open up the levels, what do? Well, you shoot a gigantic-ass laser beam at it, basically, you know? That's like one of the best and most over-the-top and badass ways to open a level. Oh, I want to open up a door? Shoot the laser! Yes. I don't know, I've always loved the laser beam blast that opens up the levels. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Indeed. Yes. Indubitably, old bean. But there we go, there is the first level opened up, and we are going to go into that stage in the next part, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed, don't be sheepish people, and I'll catch you all again. Well, I actually did the outro a little bit early, so as soon as I walk into this level, I'll be actually in. There we go. Thank you all for watching, don't be sheepish, I'll catch you all again.